What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dad Strides podcast. We still don't have an intro, but I am the newest dad, Niles, and this is my buddy. Yeah, and I don't know if you know him yet.
Running buddy.
Yeah,
dude, I'm the running buddy, Caleb.
Yeah,
dude,
I'm running buddy.
Yeah, it's Caleb here. We're both pretty tired, but we're like, we have to record this week.
We're both tired, and we did the last podcast and said we were going to come up with an intro, and just obviously did not.
We need to workshop it. Yeah. If anyone has ideas, if any Striders have ideas for the intro, let us know.
Yes.
Dude, we should make it like a song or something.
I know, we had a jingle at one point. Just so everyone knows, I am in Miami, Florida, sitting in my hotel room at 10:30 in my chonies and my undies. And,
nice, dude.
Yeah. Where are you? You're just at home, right?
Just at home, but I'm like, we're both tired. It's like I had self-inflicted for me, for sure. I'm not on a work trip. You're on a solo work trip, which is weird. I kind of feel like we usually are doing a lot together, and now you're like,
yes,
you've hit it big,
dinner
dude.
by myself 3 nights in a row. Dinner by myself 3 nights in a row.
Per diem dinner, though, right? Like so on these bigger production trips, they give you.
Dude,
Miami, is it gross?
Florida, coastline, Florida is like a big tourist trap. I mean, it's
I've never been,
but like we're staying at the Hilton, and you got like a freaking like a sushi roll for $30, and like it's not bad, but like it's not great.
$30,
like an okay
dude.
Sushi roll. Yeah, $28. I spent $80 on my meal last night, and then you got a tip, and I was like, okay, tonight I'm not doing that. I spent $16 on like a shitty chicken sandwich.
Dude, is there a 7-Eleven close by or what?
There's not, dude. There's actually not that many convenience stores. There's like a Senior Frogs and stuff like that. Just like full rage. Florida's weird, dude. Florida's such a funny place. Like, I don't know if we have a lot of Florida listeners, and obviously Miami and Fort Lauderdale are just it's a small sample size. And a lot of tourists here, but I imagine everyone I'm seeing on the strip of Fort Lauderdale and Miami Beach aren't residents of those places. Like they're on vacation. But the vacation crowd here is absolutely outrageous, dude.
So Florida lives up to its like stereotype.
It's like a mix of like vape lord chic in a way. Like you have a dude who's worth a lot of money, but he's still in the vape ecosystem, and he drives like a Hummer up with rims. And he's got like a I don't know. It's just but he is not the anomaly. Like usually he's the anomaly. In this case, he is the majority.
Funny thing, every time.
Hold on. And his chick, it just fits perfect.
That goes into this. Yeah. My reference of this was like from a YouTube channel I watched called like Channel 5. Andrew Callahan documents on street. So he's like filming this guy in Florida on some random episode, and this old dude is just like, get yourself a big booty Latina. And he's like, what? He's like, a big booty Latina. And that's all I think about when I think of Florida.
Yeah, the amount of big butts that are floating around the 21 miles between Fort Lauderdale and Miami Beach is outrageous. A lot of big butts.
Well, this is a great intro so far, but did you get miles on the beach? Did you run?
So, yeah. So I'll just jump right in. My main topic of the day is I feel like, it's the classic, like, oh, when you have an injury, like stop running, like figure out what the injury is. And I totally get that. And I've done that. But now I'm throwing caution to the wind, and like, I literally don't care. My foot still hurts. It's been almost 2 months. No, that bachelor party. Well, okay, I told everyone last week or 2 weeks ago how I hurt my ankle. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I don't need to explain how big of an idiot I looked like. But dude, my ankle still kind of hurts. But what's funny is it hurts for the first quarter mile, and then by the end I don't really feel it, and then it's not sore the next day. So I think I probably did something to my tendon or a ligament, but it's like not serious enough to worry about, so I hope. So I have an MRI scheduled. I'm just not gonna go, and I'm just gonna keep going and see what happens. I think,
dude, I'm into that philosophy. I'm just tired of spending
money on it. I just don't want to spend money on it, and I'm just like, dude, I just think I'm old and my body hurts and it heals slower, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna. What I realized was like, if I stopped doing exercise because of little aches and pains, I would just never do it. I would never exercise.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm just like at some point I'm like, this isn't killing me. I don't feel like it's getting worse because I can walk the next day. So fuck it. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah. Like, right? I don't know.
Well,
like, I mean,
dude,
that's truly what
that's
I'm at.
kind of, I feel like I have at least 1 to 2 little like aches and pains every single time I run, like my Achilles or my foot, or
ouch, and then
they kind of go away, and then
they go away, exactly.
And then a random run, I won't feel them at all for a week, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, they're, and then it just moves around your body. So, dude, I'm into that. I'm into just not. David Goggins would be
around your body, like it starts in your ankle and then like moves to your hip.
I have a theory that you just like have one injury, 1 to 2 things that are aching floating around, and then randomly it's like your back. That's just called getting old, you know. It like transfers from one area to another, but
right. And it's so funny because I hurt my left ankle. I feel like you. I'm like I used to make fun of you for weak ankles.
Yeah, you did.
Now I'm the one who didn't run for 2 months because of my left ankle, and then started running again, and then hurt my right ankle, and now here I am.
You making fun of my ankles is like good fuel to my fire, because now I have like pretty strong trail ankles.
Right.
Right.
And that's skate ankles.
That's when I actually heard it the most. Yeah, skankles were
sure.
I was constant on the dumb stuff, dude.
I know you. It's just, yeah. I saw you hurt your ankle so many times. I mean, Ariana would get you'd come home like complaining about your ankle, and she just did not want to hear it anymore.
Because I'd go out just to like a fun session, fully roll it on some freaking nollie heel flip or something stupid, and it would roll all the way. Huge bruise, swelled up for like a week, and then I was like out for like 2 months. So bad
all
for
that
it.
All that to say, where we're at is, if you have I think this is what it is. If you have a sharp pain that you are like wincing, you should probably stop running. And
don't actually take this for medical advice. This is just our.
Oh yeah.
This is where the dads are at.
This is called dad advice, which just means it's usually wrong. But I think if it's a dull ache that kind of fades away, that's where I'm at. I'm like, yeah, dude, screw it. I'm just gonna keep running. So, yeah, ran yesterday, felt pretty slow. Ran today, felt pretty slow. But I mean, I think just I feel fine, and I mean, I ran 4 miles the other day. I walked.
Is our advice
with my kids?
Is our advice to the listeners who are also in your position? Maybe they haven't ran for a year. Maybe they haven't ran for just 3, basically out of shape, getting back into it. Is it just to slow down and you just like still feel good? Is that where you're at?
Yeah, I'm definitely running slow. I ran a little faster today. I think like one of my miles was like 8:50, which like is still slow, but like
that's pretty good.
Like if I'm trying to run slow, it's like a 10-minute mile. You know, it's slow, you know, and I'm just cruising. And yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at. It is funnier because I feel like when we like first started doing the podcast, I remember I ran 2 miles and I basically sprinted as fast as I could. And I tried to run like 2 miles under 12 minutes. And I think I got pretty close. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be fast. And just every year I've ran, I've just gotten slower and slower and slower. Like that was my peak, my peak 30s speed was like my 5th week of running in 2020 or whatever. But
slower and stronger. That's my new mantra for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously 2 weeks after that run is when I like got my first like little injury, because it's just like obviously not sustainable to go sprint every run. But I do think, yeah, I mean, I think the speed aspect is fun, but this is kind of always my turmoil. I sound like a broken record now, but I feel like I will be going slow, and I feel like going slow is just a sure way to get the miles, vibe out on a sick little trail or something around your house, and then be able to get home and not be injured and complain to your wife. Why is it that wives can't?
Also, my dog is just, of course, barking right now.
I know. It's just because, your dog. I've never seen a dog react so intensely to an animal on a television. I mean, Sean might as well think that animal is about to attack.
Yeah, dude, it's true. He's the worst.
It's vicious. It's like that's an intruder. It's like, yeah, he just gets the scaries big time. He just gets all scared.
Yeah.
And, anyways, not dogs, wives. Why is it that wives can't deal with a little male complaining? I mean, I don't feel like I complain. I mean, maybe, and thank God Sarah doesn't listen to the podcast. I think Ariana does, so she might text her. But it's like, I feel like I'll be like, yeah, I'm injured, and I'll say like a little bit of like whatever, and then the next day I'll like mention it again in passing, and it's like I can already tell she's just fed up with hearing about it.
Dude, totally.
And I'm like, you know what I hear about every day? How tired you are. That's what I hear every day. I hear like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, we have so much going on. It's like, that's what I hear every day. You know what you don't hear every day is about my injury. It's like once a week, maybe, or something. It's like, right? I mean,
so
like,
real. I mean,
this is getting into maybe borderline vent session, but I just feel, there's something about that.
There's something about not being able to complain when it's like a chosen activity that you do on your own time, but then when you get hurt doing that activity, it's like I don't even want to hear about it.
Right.
I feel like if I got hurt like fixing the washing machine or something, like very just dad husbandly, be like, oh yeah, how's that cut on your hand doing that you were just like fixing the drain?
Right. But yeah, it's just so fun. Yeah,
God forbid I run 2,000 feet of vert and get some tight hammies.
Yes, I mean, I think one thing is I've just been injured so much that I feel like maybe there's a little bit of like injury mercy fatigue on her part, which is super fair. But yeah, I've just noticed there's a slight inconsistency there that maybe other listeners can relate
to give the wives credit, I do think they know when it's actually serious versus when it's just a passing comment where you're maybe just like fishing for some like sympathy. But like I feel like when I'm actually hurt, she like can lock in. I feel like Sarah too. Like if you actually have like something really bad, she's like, okay, go to the doctor, like get it sorted.
But so I think her problem is because she's a nurse and she knows so much, when it's with me, it's too emotional. She can't be objective because it's like her mind goes to like the worst case scenario of everything. And then it'll be like, she also knows so much where she's like, why are you going to go to the doctor? Like she was mad that I went to the foot doctor like a week and a half ago. Because it's like kids are melting down and I'm going to the freaking like ankle foot doctor. And she's like, she's looking at me all like mad, like grumpy. And not, to her credit, it's like she apologized later. It's not like she's speaking it out of her, best state. But she's like, what do you think they're going to do? Like, they're just going to tell you to get
you need
MRI.
orthotics.
Yeah. And they're going to give you an MRI, which they're not going to do there. And then
of course,
they're going to tell you exactly what I've been telling you, which is like, rest it, ice it, compress it, elevate it. Rice, baby. And
rice, dude. I'm over that, dude. Power through it, dude.
Yeah, rice is so boring. It's like if you want to,
dude.
If you want to,
rice is so
never
stupid.
Exercise, then rice is for you.
That's never worked. After. No, dude, rice has never worked. And if no one knows what we're talking about, if you just Google how to like heal basically any injury, it says the rice method. What is it? Rest,
ice, compression, elevation. So basically, you got to ice your foot, wrap it, put on a pillow, and lay on the couch, which also isn't going to go over well with the missus because there's a tornado in your living room, and you're
and you're ricing,
doing nothing. Yeah, doing nothing.
just ricing, and of course you got to watch a TV show or something.
It's so funny. So that's why I'm almost honestly, even if I wanted to go get an MRI, I feel like I would spend relational equity. Chips, being in the red, we've talked about this before. I would be spending relational chips there for really no ROI on that purchase. So I'm buying this time to do something that's annoying to me too, cost me actual dollars as well as relational dollars. And then they're just going to look at my ankle, which doesn't hurt when I walk, hardly hurts when I run. I just feel it still.
Yeah. So husbands,
like, your ankle's fine.
Husbands, it's absolutely worth just risking that injury. Just keep training. Just it's not worth honestly, what we just.
Yeah. The best advice you can get is just keep it to yourself. Just quietly suffer.
This is absolutely not the best.
It's funny though, because like women, I guess society. I don't want to I don't know why I'm just going off, but maybe I've just needed to talk.
Miami, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking Miami, bro. All these thick Latinas walking around making me go crazy. No, I think it's like, oh, we never talk, like men don't communicate well. Like we never talk about things, and then it's like, well, I tried to tell you how my ankle was, and I just basically got emotionally slapped across the face for it. So now I will bury it deep down inside and never talk about it again.
Yeah. I'm sorry I tried to tell you about my super niche interest that you don't want to hear about anymore. Trying to talk to you.
Yeah. She's like, no, I'm trying to emotionally connect. And it's like, well, what's that? Never heard it.
You know I'm progressively getting worse at that. So anyways, great. I'm glad you're just, I feel like even if you do a couple of runs a week, you slowly, I feel like your trajectory, you get back into it pretty quick. But I feel like that consistency is everything. And obviously,
right. Well, I think what's nice, I talked about this last week, or 2 weeks ago, but the desire is there for the first time in a while.
Yeah.
Which like, that's the most important thing. Is like looking forward to it, choosing to do it, being excited to do it, and then going. And like, of all the sports you can do, like, you can go golf all day and come home pissed off. You can go surf, come home pissed off. Both aren't really exercise. You know, you can go for a bike ride and, like, you know, actually severely hurt yourself if you get hit by a car. You know, it's like on a mountain bike off a jump. It's like running is just the best ROI. It really is. It's just like, no matter, even if the run was bad, you always feel good after. The runner's high, totally a real thing. There's no surfer's high. There's no biker's high. You know, there's just something about.
Dude, I've gotten a surfer's high the first time I actually got a good wave. Like, I feel like I've probably gotten two good waves in my whole life. 2 or 3. Okay, and I remember when you get up.
Where were you?
Yeah.
What?
One was with you. It was like, that was the biggest wave I've ever caught. It was probably close to shoulder high. It felt like, at least.
Where was that?
Sano.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the times. And I remember getting up. I'm like, this is a little bit big, but I finally got up. Didn't flail out too hard. I got up. I looked right. The whitewash, I was like right in front of it. So I just happened to be in the perfect spot of the wave. Yeah. Thank the Lord. I didn't paddle into that in the right spot. It just happened. Yeah. And dude, I turned and I was looking at the wave slowly breaking. And I felt like I was going fast. And my eye line was at the same height as the water. It wasn't like down at the board. It was like, I'm on a wave. It was so sick. And then the little waves in Baja, but that rode forever. That like 2 minute, those were really fun too, because you're like, you're so conscious on it because it's such a long ride. But I do want to get into a quick race report. I did the Yakima Skyline.
Yes.
25K. Mostly check out the vlog. It's on the YouTube channel. I did a vlog with my GoPro. Just wanted to try it out, and dude, the GoPro crushes. Like the quality is so much.
Who shoots on GoPro in 2025 though?
Dude,
I mean, you might be the only person I know.
It shoots in 4:3 aspect ratio. Looks dope. So I just shot in 4:3, which is cool, and it has the feature where you just click the top button once, so it's off in my belt. Click the top button once, it turns on and starts recording, and then I click it again and it turns off, and I put it away. So it's perfect.
So you need to fumble with it.
And I have the settings, so it's like negative.
A 360 cam. You didn't want to deal with like reframing.
Yeah, exactly. I think the 360 cam has its spot for sure, but in general, like, dude, I think the GoPro with the settings I have on it, I'm just like really happy with the look of it, and it's like four models old.
That statement hasn't been said this entire year by anyone in the world.
Also, my phone, dude, when I sweat, it gets like I can't use the screen well. Like sometimes it trips up. Plus, then the glass is foggy. But the race itself was fun. Check out the vlog. In general, couple key takeaways. I was pretty fit going in. Obviously, I'm always shooting for top 10. I ended up getting 6th place, which I was happy. Past the guy in the last like half mile or less, which was sick. I could see him kind of hunting down to the end.
That. Yeah, describe. So you saw him. So, did you get a glimpse of him and then start chasing him down, or what happened?
So previously,
sick.
I definitely cooked myself at the first half, like I expected to. So I got up, dude. Gun goes off. Look down at my heart rate. Already in the 170s, like within half a mile, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like that. Dang it! But I feel so good still, and because you're in the race environment, I have a higher heart rate in general, so I can hold that for. My goal was 3 hours for this race, a lot of climbing, but then I went up, heart rate was just cranking, and then I was running with this one guy, and I was like, I could go with him if I had like another month or two of training, but then I consciously
he
made a decision. Yeah, a dude I was running with, not that guy, not the guy I passed at the end. this older guy, Joe, he was like just such a good, like just dirtbag vibes. We were chatting. He's on the vlog a little bit, but we were chatting, and I like to keep everything pretty like lighthearted. This is all for fun. I mean, a very backwoods kind of low key race. We're like camping and stuff. Right. So I'm just kind of like proud that I made mid race, like pretty much halfway through around mile 7. I like shifted gears slower, which normally I would just do a micro fade and like just hold on for dear life. This was like
it sounds like a haircut.
Yeah, dude.
Micro fade.
I would just full fade, and just like the last few miles would be. So I just like slowed it down, knowing I was just revving a little too hard. So I was proud that I could do that, and then I was super strong consistently, a little slower, but all the way to the end. I was in 7th. Didn't really know I was in 7th. But then I just knew one guy I could see, because this trail, there was like no big trees. The east side of Washington's a lot more like open, sparse. And this was in Yakima Canyon.
More deserty, high desert.
Yeah, exactly. So then I could see this dude wearing like a blue shirt, and he went out hard. I saw him go out at the beginning, like all in Brooks kit. Like I think he works for Brooks or was like getting flowed some gear or something. Anyways.
He's on flow from Brooks.
Yeah, no, but there were some other really good runners in the that were like smoked as far as time goes, but I could see him from far away, and at that point I was kind of like, he's pretty far away, but like like way out there, and I'm not gonna try. I don't want to push it. I just want to like keep my effort but coast it in, and then I'm slowly like, I know I'm getting closer, so then your mind goes, do I want to be competitive? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I paid $100 to be in this race. It's like let's like kick it into gear. I didn't like film any of that like chasing him down, but my legs were definitely tired going on the descent, but I was just like going as hard as I could through these super rocky spots, and I catch him. Was it
a technical trail? Sorry to.
Yeah, or was it super technical?
Okay, so it wasn't California carpet.
No, parts of it were pretty nice and runnable, but the whole thing is called like the Yakima Skyline, and it's just a climb up, really steep. You run on this rocky service road on the top, like pretty big rocks, and then a sharp single track down. So it's kind of just an out and back. With the whole point is to kind of climb. But yeah, I caught the guy. And then I didn't want to. What was funny was like I was like, dude, I don't want him to like. I catch right up to him just at my slowest pace, and then he holds on to me and then just tries to pass me at the finish. So I consciously thought of like, when I pass him, I'm going to surge, so that he doesn't think like he has to like give up. So
is there like
I knew I was going to catch him, and then I was like, I gave it like 20 more seconds to like catch my breath a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to catch him. And then I hit it, and then I like went all the way to the finish. You were just trying to
kill any hope he had of catching back up to you. He was like, frick, dude, he's flying. No way.
Yeah. So that was fun, and shout out to my parents. They watched 2 of our kids, so we only brought Milo with, so just me, my wife, and the boy, and we just camped that night. No dog. They watched the dog too, so it was really just enjoyable. That's what it was, and I feel like I needed that with something like we've talked about, something on the books, something in the middle of this long 100-mile training that made me just not another weekend long run. So
something to spice
it was sick.
Up.
Yeah.
So as someone who hasn't passed many people in a race, do you like look back at them or anything? You know, you kind of give like a
no, I didn't.
Kind of like any wave.
No, that one I didn't even say like.
It's
good
more
job,
personal than a car.
I knew this dude.
It almost feels like, dude, look at this a-hole trying to pass me right now.
Well, luckily it wasn't like, if it was legitimately, if it was like 100 meters to the finish line, I probably would have just been like, dude, just finish. I'm not going to be the guy sprinting, and there's like 20 people here. You know what I mean?
I don't know why. I think it's so funny to take it so seriously.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm definitely going to try to like, yeah. And I feel like he on a normal day, I bet that dude like honestly rips. I feel like straight up bonked so hard because he ran the first uphill climb so hard. And yeah, Dad's got ridges right now. My quads, dude, I have like lines that I've never seen before. I kid you not. Yeah, I have been doing vert. I did a long run this morning that was 20 miles, which was my longest run, even longer than that race. So I'm on track really good right now. I definitely have a couple aches and pains, but nothing that's like nothing sharp, dude. So obviously I'm still going. And I keep rolling. I'm doing the roller a lot at home, like on the muscles. So I feel like that's helping. Yeah, that was the race. And I think I want to try to vlog a little bit more for the channel. Just like, I mean, we've done some in the past. Like we did like Lake, not like good, but I feel like it is fun and different. So
I feel like we need to do some more stuff while you're fit, because if you get fit and then I don't get fit but just run a little more, then if we did like another mile time trial or something like that, that'd be fun.
Those are the I think the speed stuff,
you go run or like you go run like like I don't know, like I do like the short speed stuff just because it's
like a graspable goal for.
Yes, it's more attainable, and it's kind of over faster, and it also is fun. I don't know, like it's like a cross country distance, you know, running that as fast as you can.
I won't do that until after the actual race, just because
of course.
I don't want to. Maybe a 5K. I feel
like you need to run a fast marathon too. I feel like
I think it would be fun. We should do a marathon together, like an actual one. And just obviously like do the whole experience and then just run at separate paces. But I want to do like New York would be my number one pick to do a marathon, like a proper marathon. That'd be sick.
That'd be sick. That'd be very fun to do New York.
Also, dude, I want to give a shout out to May Coffee Roasters.
Yes.
Just because I just remembered that they sent us coffee. So shout out. I forgot the dude's name. He wrote it in a nice letter.
He wrote
and everything,
some nice letters. Yeah.
What is with like
he sent some
getting sent coffee?
Yeah,
dude, it's so nice.
It's the best. I actually have. They like have like these tea bags, kind of like pour over deal, like where it's
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're I think they're out of Portland, Oregon. And what was so crazy is that's the name of my daughter, Mae, spelt the same. And I don't even know if he knew that, but I'm like, what are the chances?
Yeah, so I brought these on this trip so I could have some nicer coffee in my whatever it's called, the hotel.
Have you had one yet?
Yeah, I had one this morning.
Nice.
My only sticking point with it, he discontinued them, so probably doesn't care. But I was like, how long do I leave this in? I didn't know. I'm like pouring it, and I'm kind of like, so do I like?
I just brought it camping as well, and I feel like I left it in for like 4 minutes. And I didn't time it, but it was rough.
Of course.
Yeah, I just want to give him a shout out. Yeah, okay. Another topic I wanted to talk about, dude, is I'm kind of turning into a protein guy.
What does that mean? Like you're just gonna like full like Liver King deal? Like just eat
No. But for the first time ever, I have like protein powder that I'm actually like in the mornings making like like I have powder that I put in stuff.
Right.
And I
do feel like there's something to be said about having that kind of like routine, because even if you don't care about the protein, it makes you feel like you're more of an athlete, which means it's just going to help your general lifestyle. Like when it comes time to like eat a little healthier, like if you're internally thinking like, oh, I'm more of an athlete now because I'm training and I have a race and like I'm doing protein, like you're more likely just your whole lifestyle just like lifts, I feel like.
But dude, protein, like I think the main thing is what I was listening to was as we get older, the goal is to build muscle now, not just get fast, get lean. I actually want to put on a little muscle, and so you kind of need the protein if you're gonna like lift or do any like strength based stuff. So when I'm running like hills too, I think of that more as strength, because I am building the ridges a little bit. It feels like protein is like, so after a long run, I'll make a protein shake, and it's so easy, just like, and I bought the BPN protein.
Do milk or water?
It's good. Milk. Like a boss.
Yeah.
Milk, peanut butter, banana, and ice. That's it.
Oh, yum. That's so good.
Yeah. And we have a little collagen powder too that I add.
Of course you do banana. Yeah, apparently collagen's like good for your joints and ligaments and stuff. I don't know. I mean, who knows, dude? There's
so much out there, dude.
There's so much out there, and it's so overwhelming.
But protein's cool.
Speaking of something that's like has the most research to show that it works, have you ever thought about doing creatine?
I know, but that feels like next level. That's the thing you take before working out, right? And I don't even know what creatine is. I know what
it basically just like helps you recover faster, and you like drink a lot of water on it. But I know a lot of dudes doing creatine as they get older. And that is a funny thing, not to go too far down this rabbit hole, because I still to this day would probably never do steroids. But steroids have such a stigma to them because of sports growing up, where like if someone told me like I'm doing steroids, I'd be like, that's so gnarly.
So bad.
But I'm like, if you're doing, it's like what is actually the thing that's wrong now? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you're cheating. It's like there's something to cheat against. You're just trying to like have more testosterone or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I don't know.
I've been getting down this rabbit hole of I would probably never do that because of needles. But
I also feel like
creatine I've considered.
I think we're in this just super highly concentrated time of life where like social media, fitness, maybe just because of our age, like I'm getting served like every supplement ad you can imagine. And I'm like, I'll do protein and some like electrolytes. But I am doing I showed it in the vlog, but the carbs and like high carb is super good for like running. I can run like this morning's run was really long, and I just, as long as I have enough carbs and like salt, you can kind of go forever if your pace is slow.
Right.
So trying to get better at that.
What are you doing for nutrition right now?
Yeah, this morning's run was long. It was like 3.5 hours, and all it was liquid calories. So I just filled like I had 3 different bottles. Try to do like 80 grams of carbs an hour, which is it sounds confusing, but basically it's this product called Hyperlite. Shout out. Hyperlite Liquid Performance, I think. And all it is just powder. It looks like white sugar, but it has carbs and salt in it. So it has, you don't need to take salt pills as well, which is cool. So it's a 2-in-1. 2 scoops, which looks like a lot, in one of those like flask bottles, like in the flask.
Like
that's
like the
yeah, like the Solomon pack ones, and that's 1 hour. So all I do is do 2 scoops. Think about that as 1 hour. So as many hours as I want to run
in the next hour while you're running.
That's it. And I like how simple that feels, and like for my dumb brain, that's what I can handle.
You don't need to you don't like think about it too much.
And you should also drink about like that same hour, like also another one of those flasks of just regular water. So you should also do both, or else you'll get probably. I think you need water as well. So yeah, dude. But that's like a hundred. That's a lot of carbs. So, and the salt amount is like great for me. So that's all I'm doing.
Interesting. That makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah.
I do like that it's just kind of simplified. You don't need to like pack a bunch of snacks too. Yeah. That is sick.
And I think that,
Man, 3.5 hours.
When BPN sent us that stuff originally, that G1M, I think it is a similar thing, but I think this Hyperlite stuff is just a much more, I think it's a higher dosage of the salt too. So
I feel like there is a lot of education that you need on this stuff. Like when BPN sent us all that stuff, I'm like, dude, I don't know what any of this means or what it is or what it's for. Like there needs to be like a one pager that just breaks down like when and why you need this, because it's like there's a monohydrate and it's like, dude, what's that?
What's an amino acid?
Right. It's like, I'm just not gonna take it because like why would I ever?
Yeah,
like sounds scary.
I'll slowly learn, but yeah, dude, I'm just on. I think I'm a protein guy. And another thing, dude, I want to bring up a little bit controversial, which I took a stance on earlier in the podcasting days. I'm back with running with music.
I've been running with my headphones in too, partially because I'm not running very far, but I have been as well. That's it's kind of nice.
I don't know what it is.
I've been listening to like long form podcasts.
Yeah,
like I've been listening. There's a guy named there's the Sean Ryan show, which is like kind of like a Joe Rogan similar kind of vibe to it, but I would say less Joe Rogan-y, if that means anything. He just became a Christian, so he had this guy on named, and his shows are really long, and he had this guy on named John Burke, who's a Christian who's been studying like near death experiences. And it is like this the most captivating 3.5 hours. So I was listening to that across some runs, and then on the airplane, and then today, he has Lee Strobel and the same guy John Burke on to talk about like proof of the resurrection of Jesus, and it's like 4 hours long. So I mean, that is such a Niles for podcast. A long run. I know. Yeah, it'd be perfect for a long run, which I'm not doing, but. I was like, it's great, because then I'm just thinking about like wholesome, good things as well as running. So it's like very life giving in terms of like, I feel like in times in my life, in people's lives, it's like running without music is very meditative. I've always said, and we had a hard stance on it. What I still won't do is run with my phone in my hand, because
Of course not, dude. Of course, I'm not an idiot.
That's crazy talk. Yeah. But I feel like that now it's kind of like, oh, the music is kind of nice. I'm just kind of like zoning out. I think running at night is
I listened to
music though.
Today, I was like 2 hours into that run. It was kind of like it was really early this morning. It was kind of like not foggy, but the sun was kind of coming through the trees a little bit. And I played the new Bon Iver record.
Whoa!
It was it made the run better, dude. It was, and I'm like obviously running a little slower just for a long run. And dude, I was like, this is awesome. And shout out to my ears. AirPods stay in perfectly. So I know I'm blessed with good ears when I know people have issues with AirPods and all that. I want to try out, or I've seen a lot of runners, I think they're called maybe Shocks or something like that. They're like, they sit behind your ears and they actually don't go in. So you can hear everything, but also I see a ton of runners use them. So
yeah, that's my only thing for the woods, like animals or other people. Like I feel like when I'm just running on like a sidewalk or like a beach, the beach trail, it's like whatever. But
I didn't want anyone to come up behind me, but these trails are like
you're just
pretty...
so fast it doesn't matter. So
yeah, for sure. I did want to say though, you said I don't do any long runs, but last week you did I want you to talk about your long run kid hack, work hack.
So I just
I love this idea.
Yeah, 3 kids it's changed things. My wife, when we had our other 2 kids, only worked 1 day a week. Now she works 2 days a week. You throw another kid in the mix, and it gets a little spicy with the calendar of is Mama Gaga, who's my mother-in-law, around to watch the boys, or is she not? And if she isn't, then it's kind of like, okay, how am I going to juggle these work calls, get Benji to sleep, who's our baby boy, feed him his bottle, not just glue Towns in front of a show. And I realized I was just like, I'm gonna go for a 2-hour walk. Like I'm just gonna go walk. I'm gonna walk down to the Trestles headquarters, and I'll do calls on the way because the boys are usually pretty chilled in there. They're just kind of looking around. And I realized it was the ultimate dad multitask because it was I'm being productive at work. I'm being a pretty good dad by not just by getting the kids outside. Towns can run with me. He can get out whenever he wants. Give Benji a bottle. Show Benji Trestles. He can literally say, he's like, yeah, I've been going to Trestles since I was a baby. It's that's sick. And then also,
and you're running a little or
and I'm kind of taking care of myself a little bit too because I'm getting time on feet and I'm sweating. Now it's I ran a little bit and then there's just so much stopping. You stop to feed the kid a bottle. But this time I had Towns hold the bottle because Benji's almost holding it. So I had Towns reach over and hold it so I could keep walking. And then when Towns' arm got tired, I would reach over and help. But it was just one of those things where did it kill 2 hours and 10 minutes? Easy. And that was 2 hours and 10 minutes where I'm sweating. Work is somewhat getting done. You kind of have to do calls. So I'm just plowing through calls. And then
my main question with all that,
watching TV, which that is the best part too, is just they're
how do you get the kids to be good for that long though? Are they do they lose it?
Yeah, so Towns didn't lose it because he's 4 now, and it's just kind of dude, sit down. But for Towns, it's all snacks. You have just a bunch of snacks. If you can have you need to come stacked, stacked with the goodies.
Yeah.
You need water. If you have a baby, you need milk. I have Sarah's breast milk in a bottle. I have another bottle of hot water, and then I have another Yeti to pour the hot water in to heat the bottle up. So I have a tri-bottle system in the front.
You have a moving aid station for your kids.
Yes, yeah, I do. that serves babies too. And then I have Towns' water, in a different pocket. Probably 4 or 5 snacks. I always end up eating one because it's you eat lunch, but then you go walk for 10 hours and you're dude, I'm definitely snacking on this freaking Chewy bar. You just can't run out of that stuff because if you're 3 miles from home on feet and one of them's crying, you're totally hosed.
Dude, you know what you should, you know what you legitimately could add to that setup? I know this is also kind of a trendy thing, but a weighted vest.
Right. Right, because when you're going up the hills, it's you're pushing, and it's you're doing 400 feet of vert with pushing 50 pounds because Towns
but even
is
if
now 60 pounds,
if you never got into a jog, you had 2 kids in the stroller and the weighted pack, just walking for 2 hours, that would be such a good workout.
Totally. Yeah, it's one of those things where I was like, I just realized that, and also it just gets you outside. Like parenting for me is so much harder inside. The minute I'm outside, I'm like I'm way more patient. I'm way nicer. Yeah, I'm just way more supportive of it. Like when we're inside and like it's just I get stir crazy. Partially because our house is small, so it's just like you just watch it get blown out, and it's just like you just like start twitching. Outside.
You have good weather like pretty much year round though where you're at, so you kind of can do that. We have good weather right now though, so our kids are running out of the backyard literally all naked like all the time right now. It's great.
Right. It is great.
Just getting dirt all over. I have a few questions from Instagram that I figure we don't need to hit them all, but let's pick a couple. This one, I guess we could talk about a little bit. Jay Stockdale, how are we feeling about jogging strollers for those strides? I feel like, what would you improve on a jogging stroller, Niles, since you've spent... I can't talk about this, but how are we feeling? Right. We kind of just talked about it a little bit.
I crush a jogging stroller. You definitely want a rotational grip. Like, because like where Sarah wants the handle to be is too low for me.
Oh yeah.
So how your wrist is actually really important. It's kind of like handlebars on a bike. Like if you're riding your bike and your hand's always like this, and it's like you're gonna cramp up in your wrists. So there's totally an ergonomics to how the handlebar situation is. I would say if I could change anything, I mean they're pretty light and they work pretty good. I've always laughed if there was like a little motor in them that could like spin the wheel, so as you
e-stroller
like it was an e-stroller that like could only be like a stroller assist, kind of like a pedal assist, but it never went
how
over,
is there not e-strollers? That's right,
crazy. like an e-stroller that just, and I think it's one of those things where like it can't it's like, how does it turn off? I don't know. It's like a treadmill. It's like if you let go, is it just going to keep going? There's probably some engineering that needs to happen there. But
your kids just go in just straight off.
They're just on their own. So yeah, I think there's something there. Yeah, I think the jogging stroller, I've just always thought when I'm on those hills, like, dude, if this thing could just push itself up, that'd be so sick. Kind of defeats the point of using it for a workout. But in terms of just like a better tool for moms and dads to putz around and not be sweaty when they show up for dinner if they're on a walk, it's pretty great.
Yeah, this question is a quick one. Planning to run the enchantments next year, what would be the best time to go? I'd say September, if you can. Early fall, late summer is perfect up there. Definitely not on the weekends. This is a funny one. I can answer it, but Nick asked, Ultra Lone Peak 9 hate. I don't get it. I don't necessarily. So Ultra, the shoe brand.
Shoe? Yeah.
So there's Ultra, maybe not the Lone Peak 9 specifically, but like there's so much Ultra hate because there's zero drop, and so everyone just makes fun of them for, oh, you want to buy Ultras? Cool, go to the doctor. You're gonna blow your Achilles out. Basically, is the whole thing. So anyone that wears Ultras, like, kind of, I think they're honestly probably really good shoes to wear day to day to stretch out your Achilles. That zero drop, or like they have a wide toe box too. That's their whole thing, is like a very natural foot toe box. But no, they get a ton of hate online because you get injured in them. is the running joke. So
if you like run too far in them because it's like too hard on your feet, or what?
If you run in general, because like zero drop is just like so gnarly on your Achilles, and so if you have like any type of exactly. Like there's no, you need a little angle from heel to toe, I
honestly just think they look kind of dumb. I don't know. It's weird. It's like they look like these ninja shoes that I just
those are well, I don't think I've seen those. Those are like the barefoot, like weird brand. Ultra has some nice.
I ran in those in Montana. We've talked about that. Like that was like my dad was really into them, and then I had a pair.
Dude, do you remember the Vibram 5 fingers?
I stepped on. The Vibram 5 fingers were sketchy, dude. Those were
the people wearing those were sketchy too.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. That was like a culture decision. It was like an identity play, big time.
My friend Levi wrote, "What are each of y'all's minimum fitness levels that you aim to maintain?" It's a pretty good question.
I guess, how do you quantify it?
I think early on in the pod you said, I remember you saying, if any one of your friends calls you up and say, I want to go on a backpacking trip, you want to be able to go.
It's just like your off the couch ability. Like,
you're off the couch.
I
would say for me, like I would love to be for the rest of my life running like 15 miles a week minimum. Like that's like cool. A few runs a week, some strength work. But yeah, maybe to be able to always do like a big day in the mountains, like one day with a lot of hiking. But then running wise, I definitely can't like sustain this kind of training. I know just with where the kids are at in my time, like basically every time. We are so lucky too, because like we don't work 9 to 5s. Like we work project-based stuff. A lot of just flexible. Exactly. I have any random time of the day, so it's all planned around the kids' nap time or planned around when the family can do stuff for when I go on like my hour or to 90-minute run. So definitely lucky, but minimum fitness, I'll be as fit as possible forever. I think it's sick.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's like hard to think of what that benchmark is. Like, I mean, truly what came to mind first was just like, don't get fat. Like, be 40 and don't be fatter than I am now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so wait,
like that's really hit me in Miami. I'm like looking at all these people at the Hilton where we're staying, and I'm just like, it's like these couples that are probably like 6 years older than me. Their kids are like 10 and 11 or whatever.
Yeah. They're big.
It's like it's like they're at their bar and they're like, you know, slurping down margaritas and like they just look kind of overweight and like unhealthy.
Yeah.
And damn, dude, like I don't want that.
And no shade if you are overweight. I think it's just like a goal is to like be there for your kids when you're older. Have like a healthy-ish lifestyle, and even if you are big,
bring that
it's like
up because like right now I'm like chubbier than I've been in a while, and I can just see like that would be the trajectory for me if I basically just kind of let it go, you know. So
there's definitely
the
selfish counter side too that I am fully aware of. Like when I see dudes like they make their dads or whatever, they make their full lives around their fitness and their own goals. It's like that's just as lame. Like it's so self-centered, and like I already feel that, and I'm like, I barely run 40 miles a week, and I'm like, I'm so selfish. So
yeah. There definitely seems to be like a middle ground that's best.
Yeah. Oh, Chase the Summit, what up? Great YouTube channel. How tired are those dad legs? Very tired today. I'm doing some dad projects tomorrow, so I did my long run today on a Friday. Tomorrow, my dad's actually coming over. We're building like a little fence. You know where our like driveway is? Like where the door is. We've always had that sketchy little like wire fence for 5 years. We're finally gonna put up like a nice fence tomorrow.
Wow. Congrats, that's great.
Are your legs tired from running on the beach? In your ultras?
No, the legs are fine. I'm just emotionally tired, I feel like.
Yeah. I
saw one of the questions. What was about crumb packing?
Oh, yeah, we talked. This is funny. So I've listened to almost every episode. What is crumb packing? And we've done a deep dive in this, but Niles, do you want to hit the brief version of what is crumb packing?
Yeah, crumb packing, it's kind of easier just to explain it in like as like a situation. Like you're at a buffet and like you're full already. And rather than just leaving, you're taking your last scraps and you're putting them in your pocket to like take home. It's basically like squeezing every last ounce of something out of something because you're crumb packing it. So it's basically like if you were to surf a wave to completion and then like try to do 2 more turns in the white water, it's like you're crumb packing the wave. What's the running equivalent actually? I feel like the running equivalent is like when
that's a good question.
4.99 miles and you're already home and you're just like running in your driveway to get to 5. Like that's the running equivalent for crumb packing. It's just like it's just like you're just going. It's just this almost ridiculous extra.
Or I would say that's like the Strava flex for crumb packing. It would be like if you have a loop out in the mountains, but then there happens to be like not on your actual like loop, but maybe there's a summit you could get that's gonna be a couple extra miles, and if you're like feeling good, you're like you do your loop, also get the summit, even though the route doesn't make as much sense, but you like it's a little extra. I don't know.
Right. Oh, but it would need to be like getting dark as well. Like it's like you're gonna be like because it's almost like there's like a not that there's a consequence, but there's like no reason to actually do it, but you're still doing it.
Yeah.
That's crumb packing.
Yeah.
Great. Well, dude, it's 11:20 here.
Wow.
So I'm probably gonna try to go to sleep.
You crumb packed today then?
Yeah, right now we're crumb packing the shoot for Hilton. Yeah, gosh, I keep dropping shit.
What's tomorrow? You're shooting tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow is like our city B-roll day.
Nice.
So we'll be driving around Miami traffic again for the third day in a row, just getting absolutely destroyed.
Nice. Well, sorry if we didn't get your question either, but I am super shout out to all the Striders too who have been listening. That like we posted one episode and we got a lot of good feedback already. Yeah. So I'm glad there's still somewhat of an audience that's down to listen to this. And years later, I think there's still something here for sure. Dad Strides is it's a lifestyle, dude.
Yeah, it's alive and well. Dude.
Oh, and I will try to fix the echo. So thank you for whoever commented on the YouTube channel. I didn't even know there was an echo. So we're trying to use this new software to make it easier on us. So, I think I said that. Yeah, we'll do it. All right,
sick, y'all. Keep the stride alive, and we'll see you guys in the next one, whenever it is. Probably in a couple weeks.
Peace. Oh yeah, I have some. We'll save it for the next one. Maybe some pretty big news of a cool experience that I'll get into later. Or we talk about it after I do it. But
little teaser. Totally. Yeah, that's how we hook the listeners for next time.
Yeah. All right. Later.
Later.